Hey, everybody. We are in front of the mic with the Beyond the Books podcast brought to you by accountingdepartment.com. I'm your host, Kevin Dry, and with me is Morgan, our senior corporate recruiter here at accountingdepartment.com. Hi, Morgan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Kevin. How are you?
All right, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, we have you on here today to, just give us a little bit of insight into the recruitment and hiring process. Our employees are what makes ADC so great. So, we're glad that we have such a great team here that's good at finding the right people. So, thank you for what you do, and thanks for joining me today. So, we'll go ahead and get into it. Usually, we start these things off with a tell us a little bit about yourself, your role at ADC, maybe how long you've been with the company. So what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. So I'm the senior corporate recruiter here at accountingdepartment.com. I've been with the company for 4 years now. I started in January of 2020. I've been a recruiter for 8 years, though. I started my career in sales recruiting and then eventually found my way here to accountingdepartment.com in the accounting recruiting space, actually through a mutual friend.
Nice. Good stuff. And then also happy work anniversary
Oh,
today.
thank
As of
you.
the date of this recording, 4 years
Yes.
today. So it's been a great 4 years. As a recruiter, what is your favorite thing about working here at ADC?
Yeah, so my favorite thing about working at ADC is definitely the collaborative and supportive team that we have. It's truly one of the best work environments that I've ever experienced. I'm not only supported in my work and my professional goals, but also outside of work and personally. So I love that the team that I work on works so well together and everyone is always there for each other, whether it be answering questions or bouncing ideas off of each other, or just lending a helping hand and jumping in whenever someone needs it. One thing about IDC is that we are family first. So I never have to worry about when I have to run out unexpectedly or just something comes up that I have to take care of. There's always going to be someone that's going to step in and handle things. In addition to that, I think that our team is just, we work so well together. We really spend time to get to know each other. And a lot of times it just doesn't feel like work because,
Yeah.
we have so much fun together and we have these personal relationships that we've built. And it just makes coming to work every day, that much better.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, and I've noticed that being in a couple of different departments now, and if and it is very much not only family first for your own family at home and everything, but also that work family becomes quite a bit of a
Yeah.
family. So we do lean
Yeah.
on each other for things, and it just I don't know. I think there are different pillars in your life. You have your work, your home, anything
Yeah.
extracurricular, relationships, all that stuff. So like there are different pillars, and it's so important to have that work pillar be such a strong one, I think, just
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
constructing life. So what is the most rewarding part of your job?
Yeah, I think as a recruiter, I love just getting to find that perfect fit. I love when I talk to someone and I can immediately see that they're going to succeed here. I also find it so rewarding then that when those candidates come on board, I've gotten to know them through the whole interview process, and I love hearing that they have come on board and really hit the ground running and are successful. I love when I hear that someone I hired has received a promotion or has been recognized by a client. That means that whatever I saw in them in the interview process was right. I also, I have had a few of my hires mention after coming on board that they're so grateful that they made this decision to come to work for ADC, and it's been such great experience for them. So I love hearing that, and I love kind of just feeling like I made a difference in someone's life and their career.
Definitely. Yeah, that's got to be the best. So
Mhm.
so a candidate's recruiting process is often the first impression of any company. So it being our first impression, how does the recruiting team stay mindful of that, approach that throughout the entire recruiting experience?
Sure. Well, we definitely want candidates to see what it is truly like working here. So, from the very first communication with a candidate, we're providing them a look into our culture. And so some of that is through videos that we send beforehand that they can review before their initial phone interview, so that they can see testimonials from our current employees and their experience working here. They also then get to hear that from us when we, talk about those values in a phone interview. From there, it kind of continues through the whole interview process where they talk to different people and they get to hear all different perspectives of what it's like to work here. I think we have a very personal approach too that allows us to really learn more about a candidate and what they're looking for. And that way we can give them real life examples of how ADC can meet those needs that they are looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know a couple years ago when I went through my interview process, I noticed at each stage I got a little more excited, a little more
Mhm.
excited, and just more excited throughout the interview
Yeah.
process. And then by the end of it, I was like, oh man, I really hope I get the offer.
Yeah.
And it's just such a good feeling when it all comes to fruition.
Yeah.
And so, what can a candidate expect when going into our recruiting process?
Sure. So our interview process can vary by role, but typically it's a four-step process. So we start with an initial phone interview with one of our recruiters to just learn a little bit more about a candidate's skills and experience. From there, we typically have a second step of an accounting assessment. And so basically this just gives us a better way of understanding a candidate's accounting knowledge and their skill level from a more technical standpoint. If a passing score is then received on the assessment, we typically have two virtual interviews, the first being with a recruiter again, and the second being with the hiring managers for the role. So throughout the process, candidates have the opportunity to get all their questions answered. And as I mentioned, they hear, from different people and different perspectives throughout the whole process.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, I love that too. Because I think it does help to, not only get that everything from the recruiter, but also who you'd be working with, who you'd be reporting to,
Mhm.
because they might be able to answer those questions that candidates have, in a little bit more of a on the job day to day kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it
Yeah.
definitely helps
And
to get all that.
yeah, I always tell candidates, I'm more the HR recruiting side, and then we have our hiring managers that are more the accounting side. So
Yeah.
between all of us, they get that well-rounded, perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. So Morgan, how is our hiring process in comparison to others that you've seen or been a part of? What makes ADC so unique or superior?
Yeah, well, even though we have that multiple step process and we're very thorough with it, we are also very quick. So, on average, we get our candidates through the process within about 7 to 10 days, which is something I don't think you see very often. We know that candidates are eager to move through the process and make those decisions, and we're also equally as eager to bring them on board. So, we don't like to draw it out very much. With that, we are very thorough. It allows us to get to know a candidate from all different aspects, including their background, their personality, and their technical skills. In addition to that, I think we're also just very transparent, which is also something I don't think you see very often. From their initial conversation, we are, letting them know what to expect, including the timeline and the steps that they'll go through, and also just who they're going to meet with and those kind of things. So we continue that transparency through the whole process. We paint a picture of the role that they're going to work in. We also let them know more about the company, so that way they know exactly what to expect on their first day with us. And that way, as much as we're interviewing candidates, they're also interviewing us. And so we really want to make sure that they have a really good understanding of what to expect and how we operate. So that way, when an offer is made, we're confident that it's a mutual fit on both ends.
Yeah, definitely. And I love what you said about being mindful of what's going on in the candidate's mind. What are
Mhm.
they looking for also? Obviously we have hiring standards and what we're looking for and everything. But at the same time, we do need to be selling ourselves to them,
Mhm.
because they are an important part of our organization once they join, and we want them to feel like they did make the right choice. There are a lot
Mhm.
of jobs out there, and we do prefer to be that preferred employer. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
now when you're interviewing these candidates, are there any qualities that you're looking for that make any candidates really strong?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no matter what position you're interviewing for, we're always looking for candidates that possess our core values of grit. So, gratitude, resilience, integrity, and teamwork. We love to see someone that's a self starter, that's eager to learn and grow, and is willing to adapt. With us being a remote company, we are working on a ton of different softwares. We're always keeping up to date on the latest accounting programs and technology. So we love to see someone that is tech savvy and likes to learn new technology. And then lastly, with the majority of our roles being client facing, we also look for individuals that really enjoy building those relationships with our clients and are equally as invested in our clients' needs as we are.
Awesome. Good stuff. Now, if I didn't already work here, I'd be like, where can I apply? So, for anyone listening who might be interested in joining the ADC team, where should job seekers apply to ADC and how and where can they start that process?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, I just want to say, ADC is truly such a great place to work. I've enjoyed my time so much here. I'm super excited of what's to come in the future. I think you'll hear the same sentiments from our employees as well, which is why we were actually recently named one of Inc. Magazine's best workplaces for 2 years in a row, which was super exciting.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, ADC is such a great fit for anyone that's looking for a company that's growing, that's supportive of their employees, and is flexible and has a great work-life balance. So all that said, if someone wants to apply with us, they can do so at our website at accountingdepartment.com/careers. All of our openings will always be on there, and they can either apply to an opening directly or they can submit a general application with us.
All right, love it. Yeah, so if you don't know exactly what that position is that you're looking to
Yes.
apply to, just go general application and our skilled recruiters will find you. So with that, we're gonna actually wrap up this episode of Beyond the Books, brought to you by accountingdepartment.com. Thank you so much for Morgan for joining us today and giving us a look into that recruitment process.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, everybody, to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, drop a review, or help us start climbing those podcast ranks. And with that, I'm Kevin Dry, and we'll AD see you later.